Hello to all. This is Alejandro Bratti from Believe in Yourself, Believe in Your Business, and welcome to the Spanish radio networks on Single TV channel 250 and 251. Please remember to download both the Single TV app on the respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. The app is free and is available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today I am very happy, and I am being like very honest because I have my good friend Eleonore. So thank you for being here, Eleonore. It's really an honor to have you here in the program.
Thank you so much for having me. That's a great, opportunity to share what we do. So
So the program is, you're going to love Eleanor, like really just by listening to her. It's like something very special for me, and I am very happy. Eleanor has. We are going to start with what you are doing now with your business, creating. You had a book. You have been working a lot in working with people. So tell us a little bit about what you are doing, and then we're going to go back in your story.
so what I currently doing right now is I'm a spiritual coach, and that's tune into the universe and the different elements that are my guide, to help people heal from trauma, build better resilient, better grit, and transcend to something else, reconnect with their higher self, their higher purpose, um, and find their godly essence. That's what I do. And I'm also an author. So I published a few months back. I published my first poetry collection, which called Reawakening: The Spiritual Journey of a Resilient Survivor. Um, and that was like really an exciting journey, but maybe we can talk this a bit more um, during the this show.
I have two questions that I want to start with. That part is you are talking about like one of the things that we were talking is unmasking reality. That's something that I have in the program for today. And when you are talking about the reawakening, like how was that process? Like where are you coming? Why you are saying a survivor? What is exactly the meaning of that for you? To start to understand a little bit of your story and where are you coming from.
So my book called Reawakening, that's what I think we all are when we come to connect, to reconnect with the universe, with the creative source, with all that's within, with our soul and with our higher purpose. And I say reawakening, not awakening, because I believe when we are born, we are all awake. We all can see and feel what cannot be seen and feel. And children have like imaginary friend. They talk to. They have like this sensitivity, this naivety, this innocence. That's unfortunately we lost with time and society that tell us, oh no, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't think like that, you shouldn't, and so on and so on. And as we grow old, we actually forgot this connection that was natural to us. And like for me, I realized I was connected with the universe when I was 6. And then because it was a lot of abilities that I couldn't handle, and there were no one to guide me how to use those gifts. And it was really scary for like a tiny kid, and that were like I couldn't share this with anyone. So I like I pray like really hard. I was like, please, like, don't, like, I don't want those gifts. Like, so I asked the universe to take them away, and it didn't work. So I try solution that were not, that I do not recommend. Um, and finally, as I grow and COVID happened, I came to reconnect with myself, to reconnect with my inner child, my higher self that was connected with the universe, with all those elements. And that's why I call it my book, Reawakening, because I come to embrace and accept those gifts, those ability as they are, and use it to guide others to discover their own gifts.
And I love that because at the end, like talking about like, okay, I need to awake, like, yeah, but I feel that I'm awake. So in regards of the part that you started to talk, like you are a survivor, and maybe part of the surviving was turning off that connection that you had in order to survive.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more to understand a little more really what you needed to do to survive and why you needed to do that.
So I was born in Rwanda, and during like during the genocide, that's where I discovered my ability. But I'm sure they were there before. But I saw like I assisted to a gruesome scene that, like, and I realized I had the ability to just disconnect with my body. Like, so my spirit or soul were like, I had that ability, and I was like, oh, that's magic. Like, I could see, witness what was going on. But as a human being, I was just observant. I was just taking note of what was going on. So therefore, um that's how I could survive this trauma. Actually, that's really so. It's like, it's called dissociation, which like in therapy, it's not recommended, only if you are not able to reconnect with your body, with the physicality, right? Because then it creates like mental illness, right? You are not able to reconnect with the reality and the physicality of things. Um, that's when you need to pay attention. And then I have, I grew up in Europe, where life was really really bad, with, like, I survived like abuse, like all kind of abuse, like emotional, physical, mental, and I had to survive this. I was again able to disconnect from, like, I was just like taking note of things that were happening to my body or my mind, and like seeing people doing things to a human being. But I was, and this, for me, the way I protected myself is to disconnect and remove the emotional charge. And so that's why I say survivor, because there is like surviving the genocide, surviving the abuse, surviving growing up alone. Because I raised myself, I grew up in a foster system, which is not good. I do not recommend. Um, but like every time I was put in a place that didn't allow me to be who I was, I just had like this ability to just save my sanity and save my soul somehow, and just being able to move and to function like a normal human being, I would say. Um, and that's why for me there is really um, a difference between surviving. Surviving for me is like when you're still in a victim in the victim process. You're like,
Yeah.
and then there is the resilience when you're no longer a victim, you're something else. And then there is something, for me, there is something after resilience. That's like the next step, when you reconnect with everything that happened and you are able to relieve all the emotion and to embrace all of it, and like remember what you have learned and the tremendous gift that was given to you. So it allow you to reconnect with everything, with the thing that knows everything, that is connected with all. And
Mm.
you kind of realize you're one with everything, and one is one with yourself within you. So that's yeah.
Wow. So first, thank you for being so open, vulnerable, and honest sharing this, because I believe it's wow. It's sometimes, for example, myself, I am thinking like, oh, this thing that I am going through, it's very difficult. But there is things that are like much worse that I don't have the idea even of that. Maybe I read that in history. I was in Rwanda a few years ago, like
Mhm.
I'm watching a little bit of that, what happened in the genocide, and I was wow, incredible. Uh, so what, and I believe that's why your story is so powerful, because talking about, okay, you have this level of trauma that is very high, and you started to learn how to first survive, then start to move to the resilience. So tell us a little bit, how was the process, at least that you can see now with everything that you know, from moving from trauma to surviving to resilience? What was the steps that you needed to go through, if you know, but to start to become suddenly now they are reawakening Eleanor, you know?
Honestly, it was a tough, ugly journey. Like that's the truth. Like today, I can speak about, like, enlightenment and reawakening with joy and with happiness, truly, like contentment. But it was like that, like it was hard. Like um it was so hard that you imagine, like a young child of 6 that realized that crying is not necessary. There is not enough tears within himself to express the pain, the despair, the agony, like the misery, like everything. And picture a young kid seeing people killing other people just like in front of him, and saying you're next. And and then, like, what else do? You can only escape, you can only um like okay, what's, because you don't know this, you don't know. Even now, like, honestly, um I think, for me, the connection with the universe, with the universal truth, was always within me. Because people think that I'm strong and that oh my God, this is like so beautiful. No, it was not. Like, I promise you, it was not. And I didn't do this alone. Like, something within me had these like, this desire to discover, to understand how everything works together, how everything is connected, and how am I going to be able to move to the next step, and to see tomorrow. It was like, first, it was, maybe tomorrow will not be there. Like, maybe today is like all I have. um, so if today is all I have, then I have to put something in place to enjoy the moment, whatever that might be, whatever tiny that might be. So you, like, I kind of develop this sense of, now is the only thing that exists, and whatever happened in the past, like, I can't do anything, and whatever happened in the future, maybe it will never happen. So I just have to focus on what's going on right now and find something that connect me with, something happy, something. um so it was not easy. It was, because when I was 13, I tried to kill myself and ended up in a coma. So it was not easy. And then I try so many, like, I try alcohol because I was like, okay, I need to get away. I need an escape. And but alcohol made me, for me, it made me even more awake, more like connected. So it was like having trance, but like it was really really weird. So alcohol was not the solution, and drugs was for me not out of question, because I knew if I started, I will never get out. And I'm a control freak, so anything that I cannot control was not for me. Um, and then I just I tried therapy. Like, of course, you can imagine like how many years of therapy I had, like since like 6 to, I think, 2024. I think that was the last time I say, okay, I'm done with therapy because this is not for me. Um, it helped me like get, like, um, confirm my assumption and everything, and the understanding of the human mind, and the trigger and so on. But I needed something like that works. And then I discovered I met one of the most important person in my life, which I dedicated my book to, which she was a life coach, and she changed my life. She just, like, it was just like magic. Like, when I met her, it was just, yeah, two spirits, like one spirit into body. That was like, and she could see me for who I was, not who I pretend to be. That was like what for me made the huge difference. um and then she passed away like 3 years later. And then I was like, okay, I need to do something. And now I have the blueprint. I know what I feel and what I see. I know I cannot explain it, but I know it's working and I know it is there. So I wandered for years, and then finally COVID had me, like, help the cocoon be becoming like something else, and like the next step, the final step. And that's where I really I finally understood and accepted the truth that was just in front of me, is just I gave myself all of this, all the trauma. So not like in a sadistic way, but I remember, and I completely remember when I noticed I have those ability. I was like, oh my God, no, 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 no. What if I don't know how to use it? What if I hurt someone? What if, like, and then I remember asking the universe, like, I need you to make sure I have great character. I can do great things with all the gift you're giving me. So then I realized that, oh, I gave myself all those trauma because I wanted to make sure I was worthy of those gifts. When the universe, like, didn't ask didn't ask anything, is just um like we are all worthy of it. It's just we convince ourselves that, oh no, we need to make sure. So we hurt ourselves, we hurt others, and then we're like, oh, why is the pain there? You gave yourself this pain. That's why. So yeah, that maybe I was like too long, but like that's
No, no.
really the whole process how I did.
I love your answer, and maybe I have a little bit. I would love to go a little bit more deeper
Yeah.
with that part that you started to talk about your life coach that started to see you who you really were and not who you wanted to pretend to be.
Yeah.
I want to understand a little bit more that part. What was the meaning and what was really happening from the eyes that you have right now to see exactly what was happening and how that transformation started to awake you.
So when I say she saw me for who I was or what I was, is she truly did. Because when so I became Eleanor when I was 6. Like I was adopted, like raised in Europe, and given a new identities, a new name, new culture, new language, and so I was confused. So for me, Eleanor was a mask. It was not me. Like I was not born like that. So then I put this mask on, and then as trauma comes, I put another mask to, like, to hide the pain, the trauma, and all the the guilt of surviving. There is also that there's a huge guilt of surviving because you saw people getting killed, but you survive somehow. So, and then you ask yourself, why not someone else? um, and so there were this mask because I couldn't talk about my abilities, my gifts, and I had to act normal, like a regular person that function normally in society. um, and I also and because I grew up in an environment that was only Caucasian and only like surrounded by white people, therefore it was not my environment. It was something that I had to learn to cope with it and to learn whatever I had to learn it, and put a mask on it from all the racism, all the things that were really scary and that I couldn't complain, because when I try it was, oh, you're too sensitive, oh, why, like, no, it's just a joke, it's just they don't really mean that, they don't like, so it was always that. And then so you put a mask on it, and you as I take step, I had to put a mask on to endure everything, to accept everything. And when I met this person, like my life coach, she's uh, she saw me, and she told me, why are you hiding when the world needs you?
Mm,
And like, I was surprised, and I was like, I pretended not to know what she was talking about. And she continued, she told me, I know you know what I mean, and but with me there will be no pretend, because you're you're natural, and you should use everything that you have, like all the power that you have, you should use it. And I just like, I don't know, I was confused at first, and I think I was kind of like, she's crazy, like, but strangely we connected, like our, like, really truly our soul connected, like resonate, her words resonate with my soul within, like really deep. It was like my soul was saying, finally someone can see me, not this human being with all those masks that are all fake anyway. um, and slowly, like I discover like how it felt to be awesome, to be like, to have great gifts, um, with someone that recognize those gifts, and someone that can help me use it.
Mm.
And yeah, that's really. And when she left, when she passed away, I knew she was, so I knew she was going to pass away, like, because my ability allowed me to know that. And when I received the text that, telling me she passed away, I thought it was my fault, because who come first? Is it because I had, like, I knew that it, like, so it became true, or it was like inevitable, so it, like, it doesn't matter. um so I was really, it was, I think it was the first time that someone that I truly admire, love, and my role model was, I was like, oh, I'm alone again. Like, I'm an orphan again. Like, no one will be there to listen to me. No one will be there to guide me. Um, and, but something happened, and she's still there. Like, not her body, obviously, um, but somehow she still guide me. And I think my book, when I released my book, I can't, like, I talked to her. I was like, this is the gift you, um it's like, it's to thank her of guiding me. um so that's why, like, for me, it was really important that the first book, the first thing that, when I step into the light, it was for her, because she's the one who saw me.
Well, why poetry, and why you say, I would love to know in that part, like how poetry can help you heal. What is the connection that poetry comes with the book and with your story?
um so many people, like, I think the majority of people that will listen to my story and all the trauma, they will say, oh my god, poor child, poor thing. But what they don't realize is, like, it's a happy story, because despite whatever trauma that happened, I'm still me. I'm still able to, to care for people, truly care and truly love them, and for who they are, not who I want them to be. And having this, still this naivete somewhere, this innocence somewhere. I think this is like the, like, it's really a blessing,
Mm.
um, because the trauma teach you to appreciate yourself, your life, and others as they are, not like the mask that we always pretend. And especially in today, society, with all the, um, social media, we all pretend to be happy when sometimes we are truly not happy. um, and I feel like there is a need for a space where people can be sad if they want to, if they really feel like they are sad. Because I had, for example, I have, this client of mine. She say, "Oh, but I try to manifest and it's not working." And I'm like, "Yeah, because it's like you taking, like a shitty thing, and you wrap it in like pretty paper, and then you're like, oh, I'm manifesting, and the universe is, it's going to look what is in the box, what is in the wrap in the box. And he's like, oh, it's shit. So then I gave you more shit because that's apparently what you want. So before that, before we are able to manifest what we truly want, we need to acknowledge the pain, the trauma, the guilt, every emotion that people think, oh, it's not good. No emotion is good or bad. They're
Mm.
just emotion. They're there like to tell you what's wrong, and if something in your mind, in your like internally, if something is bad, it's it's hurt. So you we just need to acknowledge all those emotions that come to visit us, um and as we acknowledge them, they just gone. That's how we let go of those emotions. We don't let go of those emotion by just pretending they are not there, because they will come and they're stronger because you have ignored them. So then that's, they will come, um yeah, stronger until you acknowledge them. So, and for me, the poetry was, I feel, the only way I could tell a story and to people and still making, this is not a this is not a sad story. It's truly a happy story. It's truly a blessing that was given to me. And it's it's like life gave you challenges, gave you, um, a box with challenges, and then you open the box. What do you do with it? You feel overwhelmed, you feel. And what I did, I took one challenge at a time, one trauma at a time, one pain at a time, and I immersed myself in that pain, in that trauma, and until I was like, okay, now I understand what I needed to learn. Thank you. And then I move on to the next one and the next one. And until I could go back to life and say, look, you gave me this, but now it's empty, because I understand what I understand the problem you gave me. I was able to resolve it.
Wow, wow, that is really, really amazing, and that reminds me there is a law, a universal law that is talking about like the positive and negative. Everything has both sides at the same time, but it depends on us if we are looking to one thing or the other. And
Exactly.
and really with your story is like, of course, I can have all the reasons to think that everything is negative, but if you can see the positive side out of there, it's wow. Or even when we are talking about the light, yeah, I want to be light, of course, but if you want to see me, you need to see some shadows in the process, not only the light. If you see only light, there is only light, nothing else. But when you have some shadows, it's when you can start to see somebody who that how that person really is. So wow, that is really empowering, Eleanor. I love that. In your story, you create this book, The Awakening, to start to see how people can awake again. That's something that I love. Maybe we don't remember, but everybody has a lot of abilities that are maybe sleeping because we decided to block them because of any reason, things that happen, or we didn't want to see them. It's okay. So when you started to embrace who you really are, uh, how how you can explain the part of unity and interconnectedness, how that started to open, and what started to happen.
Honestly, it's really, um, it's now when you are able to see, like, to live an illusion, and see this is illusion, but you are able to at the same time to escape and being in these creative states and see that's where I exist. That's
Mm,
where like everything exists, and that's where I belong. And it's such when I have my creative states, it's like it's a really a bliss. I cannot, there is no other word there. It's a really um a blissful moment where everything, every single thing makes sense. Everything is has a reason, and it's there is, you know, this joy of being connected with all nature that is. And um and i I don't know, like for me, I just feel like it's truly a magical state where I am. And now I'm able to have those creative states on a daily basis, because um I have started noticing when they come. So like I have creative states in my dream. That's like, but that's because um like the little voice told me, like when I'm in my dream, it's the only states where I don't control anything. So then they can come and guide me and give me all those ability. So
mm,
my dream are very important to me. But now even awake, I am able to do it and to have those blissful moments where I'm just talking with nature. And it's it's a state of happiness. Of happiness is not even the correct word. It's really um a bliss. That would be the word, really. um
and let's talk about a little bit more about that, because what you're talking is unity and interconnectedness start to help you find like a bigger purpose, like the
yeah.
sense of purpose is deeper, and also belonging. uh, why is that? Why that unity make me feel that I belong, and make me, and that sense of purpose start to be like, wow, I am one with everything. What is really happening, and what you haven't have experienced?
It's, for example, when you realize the idea that you have are not your ideas, they are ideas that floating around that didn't find receptive mind to make them a reality. And all the dream, it's true for the dreams as well. And so then when people saying and think that I'm smart, no, actually, like the smartest thing that I did is to be open to the possibility that magic exists. Magic,
Mm,
there is energy, there is and so the way I feel like this unity is when you realize you are pure energy, pure vibration, and you can tune in with things that, as human, the human mind think, oh, they don't think, they don't have ideas. But you, the soul, uh, it's really who you are. That's really important for people to understand that you are not your mind. And you and I, we talked about this like so many times, because your mind makes you believe that you are him and he's you. So, and your mind has limits, but you are limitless. The soul has
mm,
no limit. And then the second thing is believing that you're a body, you are a human body, when you're not. Like the body has an expiration date. but your soul don't have it. That's where, when people, we all, like, some people run after, like, they want eternity. You already have it. You are already, when you close your eyes and you're open to the magic out there, to the energy that surround us, to this vibration, um, you realize, like, even when your mind is no longer there, when your body will no longer be, you will still be there, because you are pure energy and pure, and your soul has truly no limits.
Wow.
So that's, for me, that's the unity, when you realize, like, um it doesn't matter. Like, for me, it really opened my mind to other possibilities, because we, as human, we tend to put labels on things, like, and then we come to hate each other because of those labels. But when you
Mm.
realize those labels are just your mind telling you, oh, yeah, you are this, you are that, you're this, and you, no, those are just illusion that your mind created, so it could have come, like, has like an imprint on you, and making you believe, convincing you that you are your mind, but you're not. You something so much more, and that thing has no label, it has no name, it's just like, yeah, the thing that knows
And
all.
I am going deep in this topic because the program is believe in yourself, believe in your business, and how you believe in you and the things what that you are believing are the ones that are going to create your business, your life, your perspective, where your perception in everything. And for example, something that you were telling in the story that we were talking about you, there were some moments that you didn't feel that you belong, like when everything happened in Rwanda, when you were in Europe, uh, also that you were talking about, like, okay, I am in the middle of a lot of white people and this is not my environment. So how all of that became now I belong, and I feel that I belong, and it doesn't matter if I am still, you're in Canada and you are maybe surrounded by a lot of white people too, and now you are feeling belong, that you belong. So why, how that happened?
Mm, I think because my mind and my mortal self, my physicality, um, made me believe that those things matters, those labels, those, like, being in the right place at the right time, or being with the right people, when everyone is the right people. It's
Mm.
just a matter of getting to see it, getting to see what is within them. And um so now it's like, it's really funny, because now when I speak of my life, my background, I truly think like, I'm speaking about a stranger, but that was not a stranger. It was me. Like, but it was, and I don't want to be ungrateful to that past me, because it truly went through all the tribulation that I didn't want to have, and all the pain that I didn't want to experience. So I I really want to acknowledge that. Um, but I don't know. It's like, really, when you have a blind in front of your eyes, and then you remove the blind, it doesn't matter if you re-put back, because you know the truth.
Mm.
It's like the truth, like, will not change because you put the blind back, right? So it's the same for me. It's being surrounded by whatever, like Caucasian, not Caucasian, it doesn't matter, because it's like I just need to reconnect with my higher self to know that I belong. That's all. And
And
so
something that I love to say a lot of times, and maybe you can finish explaining this because it's incredible. We are already at the last 5 minutes. Uh, but in regards of that part, my higher self, sometimes we're thinking that that version is a version that I need to reach, that it's out there. And something that I have been finding is that it's a person that it's really you, and the masks are the ones that you don't that doesn't allow you to see. But it's not something that you need to reach. You are already that. So tell us a little bit more about that.
it's really I don't know how to say it more, because your soul, your higher self, is what you are. Is truly is your true nature, is your soul. It's not your body, it's not your mind, it's not whatever brand you wear, whatever, like, shallowness, whatever mask. It's not that. You truly are your higher self, your soul. And I actually call it um, the the silent sage, the silent wisdom.
Mm.
Um,
And I love that. So I am going to use the last 3 minutes. I want to ask you how people can connect with you. Also, how they can find your book. How is it, so people can start to understand, like, okay, this, I resonate with your story, I resonate with everything that you are saying. Is like very interesting. I am even curious about, like, okay, how poetry can heal, how poetry can bring my true self from uh, to start to be alive. So how people can connect with you or know more about your work.
so people can connect to me with me with I have my website, and I have my LinkedIn. They can reach out to me through LinkedIn, Facebook, and the way they can find my book, it's on Amazon. And if there is here, I'm not sure people can see the book. They
No,
can't.
not really.
Okay.
Put it at your side, exactly at your side. Uh, yeah, more or less. Reawakening.
But
So
yeah,
it's
it's
re
available.
slash awakening.
Yes, yeah, it's available on Amazon and in all format, like audiobook. Because I know people were asking for audiobook, which I understand, and ebook. It's really yeah, and if they resonate with, with my message or with anything that I said, just feel free to connect with me. Um, and I offer 5 session coaching session for free. So
Wow.
if you want coaching for free, here you go.
and and quick question, like one last thing, like if people were like, okay, I love everything, or maybe I lost part of the show or anything, what is like one phrase or one thing that you want everybody to remember, that is like, this is, if you forgot about everything, this is what I want you to realize and to to remember.
Okay, so I'm going to read you something very short.
Okay.
I travel to a secret place within. I discover that there is a secret chamber. And when I opened the door, I saw the wise silence. Then I
Mm.
realized even the silence has wisdom. My soul is the silent sage that guide me. That's what I want people to remember.
Wow. And it's now I can understand. Even with that little part, I can understand how poetry can change everything. So thank you, really, Eleanor. Was really amazing. So
Thank you. Thank
everyone, if
you
you
for being
want
here.
to really know this beautiful woman, really contact her. Eleanor, it's really amazing, and you saw how she was sharing completely her heart during the show. So thank you, Eleanor. It was really a pleasure to have you
Thank
here.
you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
So everyone, this show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out the spanglishworld.ca for the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you all. See you next week. Bye.